Welcome to another episode of the Devils Down Under. And Man United are 3 wins on the trot. Something I never thought I'd be saying after the first 2 weeks of the season. We're 5th in the league. We've signed Anthony, we've signed Dubravka. That's 6 signings for the summer window. Over £200 million spent. And yeah, we got Arsenal in a few days' time. So let's get into it. Firstly, thanks to everyone that has liked and commented on some of the videos and reached out to me on Twitter for suggestions and things to bring into other shows as well. But yeah, if you like what's happening, please like and subscribe down below. So yeah, let's get into it to start off with. Man United are 3 wins in a row now. Our last game against Leicester, we won 1-0, which was a boring affair. But against these teams last year, and not to say they are a bad team at the moment, but against these teams last year, we were actually losing them. So it's nice to see that we are picking up against the so-called minnows of the Premier League. Some people would put us in that category. But it's nice to see us actually picking up these wins. And it's now 3 wins in a row. Obviously, Southampton, Liverpool, and now Leicester as well, after the disastrous start to the season that we encountered in weeks 1 and 2, which we shall not speak about for the time being. Positive energy for this video today. So basically what's changed? Not much really. The big change from last season, as I've alluded into the last video, is that Man United's defense, water seal tight. I've shipped 1 goal now in 3 games, which is unbelievable. We've kept clean sheets for away games. We've won away games. All this was missing last year. So it's nice to see that positive change. The defense has really been rock solid with Varane, Malacia, Delo, and Martinez. Harry Maguire cheering on from the sidelines. Not really cheering, but he did warm up against Leicester, and that booted the plays into second gear to say, no, you're not subbing me off. And sure enough, he sat on the bench for the whole game, which was very nice to see. I've been calling for him to be benched for quite some time, so it's really nice to see that happening now. Look, there weren't too many positives besides the defense from the game against Leicester, much like Southampton. We didn't really attack that well. There was no real impetus once we got into their forward 50. I'm not forward to 50. I'm talking AFL now. Into their front half, into their half. It was very disjointed, the attacks. It didn't seem... Bruno was trying these Hollywood balls still, which we thought he'd cut out under Ten Hag, otherwise he wouldn't survive, but he seems to play week in and week out. Alanga, he's not first team quality, especially a team vying for a European spot. It was disappointing to see that front 4-5 operate the way they have, not really holding the retention of the ball. Obviously, having Rashford up front does hinder us in the sense where we've been trying to play these long balls over the top from the left, the right. We're not trying to apply the channels that Ten Hag's used to, building the play up, keeping possession all the way up to the final third and creating chances. We've been trying to play this long ball, Tony Pulis type football, and it hasn't worked for 2 games now. And I think we're going to get found out against the better teams in the league if we persevere with that type of football. But look, I can't be too angry because we've won 3 games in a row. It's not the football that I expected under Ten Hag, but there is a positive in terms of the defense. But I think because he doesn't have the personnel at the moment, it's kind of the way we are playing. Obviously, when Ronaldo did come on, you did see him holding the ball up, and our attack actually looked more joined together. But there seems to be this reason where Rashford's wanting to play through the centre, or I don't know, Ten Hag's wanting him to play through the centre, and that's a lack of forwards with Martial out injured, obviously, is leading him to persevering with that. But personally, Ronaldo needs to be starting games. I don't really know what we're going to do if he gets injured or Martial stays injured. I think we have to persevere with Rashford because we just don't have another forward, unfortunately. But Rashford is better suited to the left, as we saw against the game against Liverpool. He did really well playing off that left-hand side, caused a lot of problems. And obviously, he's not the main focal point in the attack. So Rashford's not very good at holding the ball up. He is very good at the ball at his feet, but he seems to be a speed merchant. He wants to run past his player. He's not one that wants to hold the ball up, bring others into play kind of thing, where Ronaldo is doing that now. So I'm really hoping Ronaldo obviously starts the next game. But Elanga, look, he shouldn't be starting for us. He's a bench player at best at the moment. He's a youth player. Look, I don't really think there's much between him and Garnacho at the moment. We haven't seen much of Garnacho, but obviously give him a go. Elanga's not offering us much. I don't really know how or why he's starting in the team at the moment. Obviously now with the arrival of Antony, things are going to change up, but how quickly is he going to adapt to the Premier League? Is he going to adapt to the Premier League? It's a high price tag, £85 million guaranteed. So yeah, look, it's a lot of positives to move forward with. A lot of concerns, but I'm trying not to dwell too much into concerns at the moment. Sorry, need this today. It's very early. It was nice and sunny today, so I'm hoping to get outside and enjoy the day for a bit today. But look, yeah, so we're moving on now. We've got a game against Arsenal coming up in a few days' time, which I'll delve into a bit later. But what I want to talk about now, obviously, is a few of the signings and a bit of the transfer window for Man United. So we've ended the transfer window with the signing of Antony for £85 million and Dubravka, our backup goalkeeper for us now, to challenge De Gea on loan. I'm pretty sure there was a £5 million loan fee, maybe. But look, it's good to have that backup because Tom Heaton wasn't the actual backup goalkeeper that we've been looking for. So Dubravka will obviously, good goalkeeper. I had him in my fantasy team last year. Hopefully he can provide that competition for De Gea, who has been performing really well this year, but obviously we wanted everyone in the team to step it up another level as well. Don't really see him as much of a signing, to be honest. He's a backup. But yeah, look, we got Casemiro as well. Earlier in the window, we got Malacia and Eriksen on a free as well, taking us spending to over £200 million, which I haven't seen with my time with the Glazers. Obviously, they shut themselves with Sir Jim Ratcliffe coming in saying he wanted to buy the club. So they try to throw money at the problem. But it seems from everything I've read on Twitter and people's fans' opinions, fans aren't blinded by what has been seen in the media or what the Glazers are trying to do by spending all this money to try papering over the cracks that is the shambles of them running our club. Sorry about that. Yeah, so look, it's good to see that the club is, the fan base is starting to unite against this. No matter how much money they throw at it, we're still going to be the shambles that we are until things change. We haven't heard much about our pursuit of De Jong. Obviously, we saw John Murta in Barcelona trying to broker that deal. We spent 13 weeks of the window, spent about 20-30 million pounds more on Antony than we should have spent. We desperately tried to get Casemiro, very good signing, but obviously wasn't the one that Ten Hag prioritised. So, yeah, it's people are trying to see over that now, and we spent probably, I reckon, about another 50-60 million pounds more than we should have in the window on the same players that we got. But because of the lateness in the window and the club smelling our desperation from a mile away, that premium got put onto the players. Nothing we can do about it. Look, we got the players in the end. Hopefully Ten Hag can work miracles. Now everyone's talking about, this top 4 finish. We're expecting silverware with the signings he's got. We're 5 games into the season now. The players have only just come in. It's going to take a few weeks for them to embed into his system, like all the other players have had. Probably going to take us right up till the end of September almost, which is another 5-6 games in, which takes us 12 games in. A third of the season is going to be done by the time this team is gelled together a little bit. So people expecting these things of him, because Man United have done their business so late in the transfer window, can't expect too much of Ten Hag, especially with the high ceiling they're putting on these players. And I hope the fan base really gets behind that, because it's not his fault. Yeah. Sorry about that. Been struggling with a cold for the last few days. It's not COVID, but still wearing me down a little bit. So just trying to hydrate and keep hydrated as well. So yeah, look, it's really good with the signings that we have made. I'm really looking forward to Casemiro. We've been crying out for a centre defensive midfielder for a long time. Anthony gives us that depth of having a left-footed right winger, where we have all these right-footed players in our team. It's good to have a left-footer that can offer us that balance in the attack. And hopefully he can push Rashford, I'm not going to say Sancho. Hopefully he can push Rashford out of the team and make him come and really fight for his place to be in that team. Be really good to see what he brings for us, especially for the Premier League. Brazilians, I know, can be hit and miss, especially with the physicality that they're not used to in the Premier League. So it'll be really interesting to see how long it takes for him to gel, and hopefully it's not one of these ones where it takes a whole season for him to really start getting used to the Premier League. But I am very excited to see how he goes. So yeah, look, before I move on to what I think we should change for the Arsenal game, just want to talk about the league position. Manchester United are 5th in the league at the moment. I didn't think I'd be saying this a few weeks ago. It's really... It's nice to see. Look, we've got Arsenal above us. No surprises there. Man City, Tottenham. But obviously Brighton are above us as well. We're sitting on 9 points. Obviously 3 wins from our last 3 games. Now, the big thing, obviously, when I'm looking at it, Man United on -2 goal difference. That's obviously due to the shellackings that we copped from the other teams earlier on in the season as well. For a top 6 team, top 5 team, top 10 team, having a negative goal difference is not great. I mean, you look at Man City and Arsenal, they're sitting on 13 and 19 points. Oh, goal difference, positive. So it's a big difference in contrast to what Man United are putting out at the moment. But look, hopefully we can rectify that. But as I alluded to earlier, our attack isn't functioning at the moment. I just don't see where we're going to get these multiple goals, these bags of goals coming from, unless the change of play drastically changes. And which I think it will when Rashford's not playing up front and we have Ronaldo up front and we can bring the players into the game a bit more. And obviously Casemiro coming in, offering that shield for the defense and the midfield as well, giving the likes of Eriksen or Donny or, God forbid, Fred or Max Sauce, pushing up higher up the pitch so we can actually retain possession a bit better up there, because he's got the positional sense, the legs, the physicality to defend them should they not be able to get back in time as well. So look, we're 5th in the league. We got Arsenal in a few days' time. They're 1st at the moment. I'm sure Arsenal fans are loving it. It's been a long time coming for them where they've actually sat atop that ladder. Now, the big thing for Arsenal is they're a positive 9 goal difference. They've scored 13 goals in their 5 games so far this season. Man United have managed... how much have we got? We've scored 5. Yes, they've conceded 4 goals, which is one of the fewest in the league, mind you, so I'm not really going to say too much into that. But they seem to score a lot of goals, and their defense seems to be really switched on with that inclusion of Saliba and Gabriel really forming a rock there in the heart of defense for them at the moment. So it's going to be a really, really tight game against Arsenal. I'm predicting in a few days' time. The changes that look, there's not much. The back 5 would not change at all. It's very simple on what I would change. McTominay's got to come out. Casemiro needs to come in. We saw when he came in, he had a few stray passes here and there, but he was still trying to get to the rhythm of the game. But his breakup of play, his timing of the game, his dictation of the play was really good, and that oozed out of him in that little time that he was actually on the pitch. So yeah, Casemiro comes in for me, and I hope he's embedded enough into the team now where Ten Hag trusts that he can start the game. Rashford, as I said, hasn't been offering much through the middle up front, and Elanga's been no man on that left-hand side. So I'll push Rashford back up to the left, and hopefully Ronaldo can now get a start up front. And I think that will change the dynamic of a team a lot, just by those 2 changes at the moment. So Casemiro dropping into the midfield, Ronaldo starting up front, offering us that extra shield, giving us more players up front to actually have possession in their half. I think that would allude to us creating more chances, at least having possession in their half more so, giving us the opportunity to actually create more chances as well, instead of having the long balls that Ten Hag's not really played in his career, and that he's having to do in the first few games of the season. So yeah, really looking forward to that. The issue I have with Man United is we haven't really played, and we haven't really looked like we're going to be creating a lot of chances in the last few games. So against Arsenal, I'm predicting a 2-1 to Man United. Now, I don't know if that's my beer goggles talking or anything like that. It's more of a romanticizing, I think. Look, I could see a draw happening, but I don't think we're going to score. Arsenal are going to score more than one goal against us. Yes, they got a very good attack. Jesus is doing wonders for them at the moment, and Nketiah and all those players behind him, obviously. But our defense has looked prime Maldini-esque. It's been a joy to watch, and I don't see us copying more than one goal in this game. So look, I can see Arsenal potentially getting a goal just because their attack is so good and so fluid. It's been a while since I've said that. Yeah, it's been a while since I've said that about Arsenal. But look, I don't know how Arsenal fans are feeling. Aubameyang has just signed for Arsenal, and he said that the city is blue, obviously being in London. It's an interesting signing for for Chelsea. I don't know what Arsenal fans, obviously left on a sour note with them. So for him to come back to the Premier League, it'll be interesting to see how he goes. But we'll delve into that when we're playing Chelsea a bit more and seeing if he's actually picking up any more game time from that first. But look, I don't know where our goals are going to come from. Hopefully, if Ronaldo starts, I can see him getting a goal. But we need to start playing this Ten Hag approach that he wants to play, the possession-based football, creating chances. The pressing is obviously a lot better than what it was last year. It does die down a bit when we start tiring out towards the end of the game. But we are running a lot more, and I have noticed that, especially in our attacking third, pressing them as well, which is really good. As a team effort, not Bruno running 100 metres and Rashford kind of just sitting off as well. Jadon Sancho as well, to an extent, sitting off and letting him do all the running. It seems to be a team approach in that. So it's really good to see that. So yeah, as I said, I'm predicting a 2-1 to Man United. Wishful thinking. I can see it being a draw, to be fair. But I'm going to go 2-1 in that regards. Look, I think that's it for now. I'll dive a bit more into it later on in the week. Maybe do a little roundup of all our signings, how I think they'll go, our transfer window, and all those things. But for now, look, thank you very much for joining me. Hopefully everybody has a good weekend. Man United pick up the win in a couple of days' time. And hopefully Glazers sell up. As I know, Glazers out. There's going to be another, apparently, protest as well happening for the Arsenal game. The details are all over social media if you guys want to get involved in that. Obviously, in Australia, I'll be supporting that virtually. Look, we do want Glazers out. Man United's doing really well. We're 5th in the league. We can't complain after the start we had. We've spent over £200 million in the window. Not to be blinded by the Glazers trying to buy us over. It's not going to work. We still want them out. They're horrible owners. The whole club needs changing in the football department. Look, thanks for joining me. Enjoy your weekend. And as I said, if you like the videos, please like and subscribe down below. And if there's anything you want me to kind of incorporate into videos down the line, please feel free to share that with me as well. See you guys later. Enjoy your day. Bye.